Hello, this is Algebra 1, Lesson 59, and this lesson is going to cover rearranging before substitution. All right, so I'll just start with an example. In this one, we've got a system of equations right here, a system of linear equations, and all the ones that we've done so far where we've used substitution, we had x equals, and then we would have something, or y equals. These don't have an x or y equals, so we have to rearrange the problem before we can substitute a value. So the first thing I'm going to look for is an x or a y by itself. And right here we've got x not with a it doesn't have any coefficient, so it's not being multiplied by anything. So I'm going to rearrange that problem. I've got x minus 2y equals negative 1. So if I just get rid of this 2y by moving it to the other side, I'm going to have x equals 2y minus minus 1. All right, now I have an x value that I can substitute into this other equation. So I've got 2x minus 3y equals 4. When I get to this x, I need to put in this value. So 2 times 2y minus 1 minus 3y equals 4. Now I'm just going to rainbow that. 2 times 2 is 4y. 2 times the negative 1 would be negative 2 minus 3y equals 4. I've got like terms right here I can put together. 4 minus 3 would be 1, so just 1y minus 2 equals 4. I'm going to add my 2, and I get y equals 6. That's not my answer yet. I have to have like an xy pair. So I can plug this y value in to one of these equations. I'm going to go with the simple one, x minus 2y, which is 6. So multiply that times 6 equals negative 1. And that would be x equals, that would be negative, not equals yet. Get rid of that. X, 2 times 6 is 12. That would be negative 12 equals negative 1. Now we add 12. And we get x equals 11. So when we write the answer, you're just going to write it in parentheses. Your x value comes first, and then your y value. So that's what your answer would look like. X is 11, y is 6. All right, next problem. Okay, so for this one, I've got to rearrange one of these. First thing I'm going to look for is an x or y by itself. Here's one right here. So I've got 2x minus y equals 10. So I have to rearrange this. So I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides. And I get negative y equals negative 2x plus 10. Now, I have this negative here, and I have to get rid of it. I need y by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the whole thing times negative 1. And what that does is change every single sign in here. So instead of negative y, I have positive y. Instead of negative 2x, I have positive 2x. Instead of positive 10, I'm going to have negative 10. So you just change every sign in there when you multiply by negative 1. All right, now I have a y equals y by itself and a value. All right, so I'm going to sub that into the other equation. So 4x minus 3y equals 16. Here's my y. I'm going to substitute in this value. So 4x minus 3 times y, which is 2x minus 10, equals 16. Okay, so now I got 4x, and I have to rainbow. 3 times 2 would be negative 6x. 3 times negative 10 would be positive 30 equals 16. I'm going to put my two x values together, so I'm going to have negative 2x plus 30 equals 16. Now I'm going to subtract 30. And I get negative 2x equals 30 minus 16. 6 is 4, 14. And that would be negative 14 because our 30 is bigger. Fix that. All right, so negative 14. I owe $30. I pay back 16 of it. I still owe 14. Then we're going to divide by negative 2. Remember, when we're dividing negative and a negative, we can cancel those out. 14 divided by 2, x is going to equal 7. So I have a value for x. X equals 7. Now I need to plug that value into one of these equations. So I'm going to go with my 2x minus y equals 10. My x is 7. So 2 times 7 minus y equals 10. 2 times 7 is 14. Minus y equals 10. I'm going to subtract 14. I'm going to get negative y equals negative 4. That means that gets rid of those, so I'm just dividing by negative 1. Y equals 4. You could probably see that from right here. As soon as we got to here, and it said 14 minus y is 10. Well, 14 minus 4 is 10. So our y is 4. And then to write the answer, we're going to put that in parentheses with our x value first, which is 7, and then our y value, which is 4. And that's how you'd write the answer to that kind. All right, here's another example. So first thing I'm going to look for is going to be one of my variables by itself. Here's a y by itself right there with no coefficient. Nothing's multiplied times it. So I'm going to change that one around. So I've got 2x plus y equals 25. So I got to get rid of this 2x. And I'm going to get y equals negative 2x plus 25. All right, now I'm going to plug that value into this top equation. So 4x minus 2y equals 38. When I get to y, I need to use my value from over there. So 4x minus 2, my y is going to be negative 2x plus 25 equals 38. All right, so now I've got 4x, and I got to rainbow that. 2 times 2 is 4. That would be a positive 4x. Negative 2 times positive 25 is going to be negative 50 equals 38. Now I'm going to put my x's together. I'm going to get 8x equals, 8x minus 50 equals 38. Now I'm going to add 50. X equals 88 divided by 8. X equals 11. All right, now I just got to plug this value into one of my equations. I'm just going to use this one that I already rearranged right here, so you can plug it into the one that you rearranged. Y equals negative 2 times x, which is 11, plus 25. Y equals negative 22 plus 25. So that's 22 minus 25. Y should equal 3. Alright, so that means our x value is going to come first, which is 11, and then our y value, which is 3. And there's your answer. Alright, pretty easy. You just have to rearrange before you do substitution, which we've already done. Okay, so pause the video and work the practice problems, and I'll come back and work them for you. Alright, so hopefully you pause the video and work those problems. This first one, I'm going to rearrange right here because this x is by itself. So I've got x minus 3y equals negative 7. I'm going to get rid of this 3y by doing plus 3y. And I get x equals 3y minus 7. I'm going to plug that value into this bottom equation. So 2 times x, which is 3y minus 7, minus 3y equals 4. Now I'm going to rainbow that. 2 times 3 is 6y. 2 times 7 is 14. That'll be negative 14 minus 3y equals 4. Put my y's together. That'll be 6 minus 3 will be 3y minus 14 equals 4. Now I'm going to have to add 14. And I'm going to get 3y equals 18. Divide by 3. Y equals 6. All right, now I have to plug that in to find my other one. So I'm just going to go with this one already rearranged right here. So x equals 3, y is 6, minus 7. 3 times 6 is 18. X equals 18 minus 7. 18 minus 7 is 11. So my answer should be 11 as my x value and 6 as my y value. So there is the answer to A. Hope you guys got that one right. Okay, let's try B. All right, here's a y by itself, but it's negative, so I'm going to go with this one because it's positive. So I've got 2x plus y equals 25. So I'm going to get rid of this 2x. And I get y equals negative 2x plus 25. Now I'm going to plug that value into this top equation. So I've got 4x minus y equals 41. And I'm going to plug in my y value, not the x value. All right, so 4x minus y, which is negative 2x plus 25, equals 41. Okay, now I'm going to bring down my 4x. Now, when I rainbow this, that's really a negative times a negative makes a positive 2x. So all we're doing is changing the signs in here. That would end up being minus 25 equals 41. Now I can put my x's together. That would be 6x minus 25 equals 41. Add 25. 6x equals 5 and 1 is 6. 66. Divide by 6. X equals 11. Okay, now I just got to plug that in to find my y value. So I'm just going to go y equals negative 2 times x, which is 11, plus 25. Y equals negative 22 plus 25. That's really 25 minus 22. So y equals 3. So our answer is going to be 11 for our x value and 3 for the y value. And that's the answer to that one. So that was a pretty easy lesson. And if you have any questions, just send me a message. Thanks.